And now, the national anthem of New Zealand.
Welcome to North Harbour Stadium. There is the Uruguayan team. It's unchanged from the side that drew 1-1 with Poland in their opening Group A match. Captain Horacio Peralta, number 11, he's a danger man. He went off injured in that match, but he's fit to play this afternoon. The referee for today's match, Kostas Kapitanas from Cyprus, 36-year-old tourist officer. And just the one change in the New Zealand side from the team that lost 2-1 to the United States on Wednesday. That's been forced on Kevin Fallon, the coach. It's Daniel Trent, number 13. He's in for the suspended David Mulligan, who was sent off. The captain is Jeremy Christie, number 8. Well, the New Zealand side will enjoy the conditions this afternoon. They are in stark contrast to their opening game against the United States. It is a beautiful afternoon in Auckland. There was some rain threatening just a matter of a couple of hours ago as we see the referee for today's game. He was the fourth official for the first two matches in this group. But some rain was threatening a couple of hours ago. That seems to have cleared. There's blue sky above. The sun is shining. Quite a stiff breeze blowing down the ground. Tonight it's at the, no, this afternoon actually, it's at the back of the New Zealand team, playing from right to left. And a big day for both these sides. A win is important, very important for New Zealand, because anything else will probably see them bow out, although they still could be in with a chance depending on the final result. David Mulligan, the player suspended from the New Zealand team, is in the grandstand this afternoon to see today's game as the referee gets the match underway. The pitch is soft on top, but should be a good surface to play some flying, attacking football. And a foul throw awarded against Uruguay. Will Jones takes the throw for New Zealand. Mark Elric, a big occasion for these boys in white today.
Most definitely, it's a great occasion for these young lads. I just noticed earlier that they're sticking with that 3-5-2 this afternoon, and looks like
Peralta in behind the defence. A chance for Uruguay early on. A mistake by Sanjay Singh.
Yeah, playing with 5 in the midfield this afternoon, Gordon, and looking for a young Trent probably to support the front two.
Front two of Alan Pearce and James Pritchard, as we see the cross coming in from Peralta. Just a slip there from Julius Koch. The fourth official, Wolfgang Stark from Germany, who refereed New Zealand's opening game against the United States. He was the man who sent David Mulligan from the field. LAPOLLA looking for Alvarez, and a good first touch for Satanatu. The keeper will be happy to get his hands on that one. Here's the new man on the side today, Trent, and for Mulligan. This is Pierce looking to take on the defence. Only Pritchard in the box at the moment, and Pierce needing some support. He gets it from Colk. It wasn't a good ball for Julius Colk, but he made the most of it. And an early first touch as well for Martin Silva. But a bad distribution from Silva. He's allowed New Zealand to regain possession. Olivera just losing his footing. Rockhead. Singh. Turner now for New Zealand. New Zealand just not giving their midfield any options up front, and Natu moving it into the crowd on the far side. Sasha Natu, who had a very good game against the United States, beaten twice in the end, but he was one of the stars for New Zealand on Wednesday night. Peralta getting away from Rayner. Peralta rising up the opportunity. Still Peralta, though Rayner this time gets the foot into the stops the Uruguayan star. Alvarez.
Yeah, just a few early nerves out there, Gordon, at the start of the game, and one thing I have noticed so far is that the Kiwi lads were quite confident on the ball this afternoon.
Lockhead gets it away. Rayner completes the job, but only as far as NOVEGIL. Brent just managed to keep his footing on the surface. All these grounds that are being used in the FIFA Under-17 World Championship really do look a picture. Carisbrook yesterday for the matches down there, and Carisbrook, which is generally a rugby and cricket ground, has really come up very smart indeed, and it's an outstanding stadium for football. Here's Pierce, just has to check back. In behind Christie, I think that's where the ball was intended in the first place. Jones managed to pick it up, and Christie may receive it in the end, but just run out of play. They're rather tentative going forward, Mark.
Yeah, they're just trying to get their bearings. The young lads up front are trying to show for these guys in the midfield, but at this stage it's quite difficult, and one thing we can't afford to do is trying to force the pass and give possession away easily.
Martinez. Meneses. NOVEGIL. A good crowd has arrived at North Harbour for the early afternoon fixture. The main stand opposite is probably 3/4 full. So good support for the New Zealand side in this match. 5 of the Uruguayan team are on yellow cards, so another one today, and they will miss their final match in Group A against the USA on Tuesday.
Yeah, I think that's something that young Alan Pearce has got to look out for himself. He's on one yellow card, and can't afford not to have him out there.
think it's probably one of the areas too that Kevin Fallon, the coach, is perhaps counting on the Uruguayans being a wee bit tentative in their play because of the 5 players carrying those yellow cards and the cricket suspension hanging over them if they get one more. Just the 1 yellow card in the New Zealand side. That's Alan Pearce, who has that. Of course, David Mulligan with his 2 yellows. He's been forced to miss this game. It's a long ball. Now for LEGUIZAMON, who's tried it left-footed, but never going to trouble Natu.
Yeah, we see their ball over the top, and we saw this the other night where Uruguay played the same style of football. We're just pretty careful in the midfield that Turner and Christie just pick up their markers because the danger is coming from the midfield. Can't afford to let these guys just spray the ball around willy-nilly.
Good tackle there from Christie. He's been asked to do the job again. This time the referee has noticed the handball. Jeremy Christie, New Zealand captain, Whangarei boy. Both sides just eyeing the other up. Again, a rather rash clearance from Lockhead. Didn't really look to see where to play the ball to. And New Zealand lost possession. The ball hasn't gone out. It has now. Daniel Trent, the new man on the side today. He came on as a substitute on Wednesday night. And these two sides have met recently when the New Zealanders had their South American tour. On that occasion, Uruguay winning the match by 4 goals to 2. Despite New Zealand leading until midway through the second half. Now it's a real tumble there, and Trent's gone down holding his face. And really time for Daniel Trent to get up now. He's got the free kick. He's not seriously injured. And we saw him the other night, he's taking a real clout there on the face, but Daniel Trent the other night, we saw him feign an injury and get up and run away. He's got to learn to just get on with the game. Turner with the free kick. It wasn't a good free kick from Turner. And there you can see the breeze at North Harbour Stadium with the assistant's flag just really taking a buffeting in the wind that's blowing down the ground. New Zealand had the advantage of the conditions in the first spell, just as they did in the match on Wednesday, with the torrential rain and wind blowing from the other end of the ground. And they used that to good advantage by getting the early goals through Mulligan. They couldn't hold on in the end. We'll be hoping to get a similar advantage before half-time in this match. Gone in the game, still no score at North Harbour. It's a really simple tactic that Uruguay use, Mark. It's the big boot forward to Peralta and Olivera and LEGUIZAMON, and I hope they get on it and do something themselves.
I think that what they're looking for here is there's quite a bit of movement up front, and you know, if they can capitalise that and try and knock balls into the channel as we've just seen earlier on. And this lad on the ball here is obviously very, very dangerous, and but New Zealand is handling the pressure quite well. They're getting their foot in, they're not giving away silly free kicks, and it's been a good start for them.
See Peralta just trying to cut between the two New Zealand players. And he's pretty clutching on to the shirts of one of the New Zealand defenders, and that was what the free kick was given for. And the flags went up very late from the assistant again. Igor Samka from Slovakia. 40-year-old auditor from Bratislava, running the touchline on the far side, and Uruguay have taken a good 10 metres there from where the official had flagged, but the referee seemed quite happy that they were allowed to do that. Alonso. Good for LEGUIZAMON. Singh with some time to weigh up the options. Using Trent, who just had a look around to see where the support was. He had to die off the ball. And there's still a queue of cars on the road outside North Harbour Stadium trying to get into this match. So real good support for the New Zealanders this afternoon. People arriving all the time. There's some of the vehicles just arriving at North Harbour Stadium, and there's a big queue coming in. Of course, a double-header today. Poland against the United States following this match. And a big day on Sky Sport for New Zealand soccer with the Kings against Wollongong from Jade Stadium in Christchurch this evening as well.
Come on, Chris, get yourself going.
Already the foul count, a bit lopsided. Peralta getting the better of Breda. Now a chance for the Uruguayan superstar. Takes on Singh. Singh does well to slow him down, but Peralta still with the ball. Chance for Peralta. Excellent save by Natu. Good play by Singh and good play by Natu.
Well, we can't afford to give this man any space at all here. He's just turning, twisting and turning, and my goodness, he's a handful, all right. But yet again, Natu in goal. Class act, Gordon.
Great to see a goalkeeper using his feet too. Nothing flashy at all. Just keep the ball from nestling in the back of the net. But this man is a real handful. Italian clubs are apparently chasing his signature after this tournament. You can see why. It was a handful for Poland, certainly in the first half on Thursday night. He had a quiet second period before leaving the field with an injury. But is a very good football player, Horacio Peralta. Here he is again. LEGUIZAMON turns Christie the wrong way. Kevin Fallon, the New Zealand coach, just urging his players to get out from the back quicker. Sitting just a bit too deep for his liking. Leads the four, gets it from Colt, who unfortunately just loses his footing.
Well, if we can get the ball out wide to James Pritchett tonight, he's looking very sharp out there, and if he can get behind that defender and get some crosses in, I'm sure Pearce is going to put his head and hopefully put that ball away.
Good to see the sun shining on the Under-17 World Championship. It's been bad weather in the first couple of days. Certainly Christchurch and Dunedin suffered a bit yesterday. But great this afternoon as we've got some sunshine at North Harbour Stadium. Peralta leaves the ball for Alonso. Both these teams, of course, making their second appearance in this tournament and the second appearance in the Under-17 World Championship. New Zealand played in Egypt 2 years ago, while Uruguay made their first appearance and only appearance until now Lefty in 1991. Here's fighting hard, lovely turn from Alan Pearce and a good cross, looking for Pritchett. And Silva has to be very sure with his hands, climbing over his defender. But fantastic work by Alan Pearce and an excellent cross.
Right, Alan Pearce has just held the ball up magnificently here. He's done the Johan Cruyff turn here. And unfortunately, the goalkeeper came out to smother the ball. But I think if we can get that ball into Alan Pearce early tonight and give him some quality ball, I think we're going to scrape a few more chances tonight.
Officials now have opened this near side. It's under our commentary position, and a big crowd of people just who have been milling around on the main stand are now moving around to take up their position on this near side. So the public are supportive of the New Zealand side, and New Zealand are doing very well in the first 17 minutes of this match. Peralta, Oliveira. Free kick has been given to New Zealand against Oliveira. Let's see, a little tug back there from Oliveira. That was what the foul was for. Session's over, Mark. These two sides can now really settle to their work, and New Zealand have done very well.
Yeah, we just we started very, very strongly, and if we can get the balls to feet and be a bit more confident on the ball, we're going to cause these guys problems.
Pritchett, the flag going up for offside though, from the assistant on the far side.
I think we're a little bit more prepared to try a few things tonight. In different positions, it's a lot easier to knock that ball on the ground and play it into feet.
Alonso coming deep to gather possession. Christie keeping it in well. Pearce putting pressure on his opposite number. And number Hill's done well, but he's given away possession to Jones. And the big defender just really ran out of ideas there. Just keen to get rid of the ball. Alvarez or LEGUIZAMON. Nobody in the box for Uruguay at present. Lovely skills from LEGUIZAMON on the far side, just running out of space to manoeuvre in now.
How's the turn, Gordon? How confident are these young Uruguayan players? Unfortunately, just goes out for a goal kick, but very, very exciting.
The sort of thing I used to do, Mark. Then fell over and broke my ankle. 20 minutes gone in the game, still no score. Peralta, he's strong on the ball. Another lovely turn from the captain. Pearce back doing some defending. He's muscled off the ball by Oliveira, and Sanjay Singh will give away the free kick. He's taken a knock on the head, so he just signals to the bench there to get some attention.
Yeah, just a bit of a tussle here, just a little bit of frustration. None of the teams can sort of clear the ball to get it from under their feet. But Sanjay Singh just looks like a little Josh Crampton going in there.
Some real blood pouring from Singh's head. Well, that's really messed up his New Zealand shirt. He's taken looks like a cut by the ear, behind the ear. Tony Edwards, New Zealand doctor, just having a look. It seems he's cut just behind his ear. So there'll be some quick work done. some discussion there between Fallon and the doctor. But New Zealand can ill afford to be down to 10 players with Uruguay hot in the attack. PERALTA. Alvarez, here's Alonso. Oh, and the man shooting in down the centre was JACQUES, and very nearly got his head on the ball.
Well, here we see a shot from Oliviera, just a lucky deflection there, and it just falls nicely. But a little bit of panic stations there, but nothing really too much to worry about at this stage.
Kevin Fallon just indicated to Stephen Turner to drop a bit. Well, Jeremy Christie actually, he's indicated to drop into the central defensive role to cover for Sanjay Singh, who's still receiving attention on the New Zealand bench. Seems to be a real mess back there, looking at Singh. So Tony Edwards working overtime to get Singh back on the field. The flag stays down. Oliveira is away behind the defence. PERALTA entering the penalty area now. Oliveira goes himself, a chance. And the free kick against PERALTA, but the chance goes begging. I think it was Alvarez who had the opportunity to open the scoring.
Well, the ball is dangerous again, and he looks like he's going to cross the ball there and just cuts back inside and just squeeze the ball nicely. But Daniel Trent, he's done some work tonight, and there he is, he's saving the ball on the line.
LEGUIZAMON, who is hovering menacingly by the New Zealand near post. Sasha Singh has got a bandage wrapped around his head. Put some tape on it now. They're working furiously down there, the medics, to get Singh back on the field of play. Working the prettiest player on the field, but they need to get him back very, very quickly, because Uruguay are threatening at the moment with New Zealand down to 10 men. LEGUIZAMON. Well, it looks like there's going to be a substitution actually by New Zealand. Sebastian Perez is he's gone to the official.
Here we are, just pushes off Turner here and just gets a half a chance, and fortunately just goes wide. Down to 10 men here, Gordon. I'd just like to see, James Pritchett just drop a bit deeper. We've lost our bit of shape there for a wee while, and we're a little bit outnumbered.
Well, I don't think Singh is going to be coming back on. Sebastian Perez is hovering by the halfway line. Here's Singh, it's a real mess. Singh's here, there's a real deep cut he's got there. And I think his game is over this afternoon. And that'll be a real shame, because Sanjay Singh's been one of the stars. There is the substitution. It is Sanjay Singh who's leaving the field, who has left the field, and Sebastian Perez is on in his place. Well, that's a bit of rearranging, because Jeremy Christie, who is central midfielder, is now, looks like he's permanently back in central defence, and Perez has moved into the midfield role. Here is Perez, first touch on the ball.
Yeah, we've just got to consolidate here at the back, Gordon, because I think we're going to lose a little bit of pace here with Sanjay going off, and Jeremy Christie can read the game very, very nicely and keep things intact.
So the first booking is going to go to Neil Jones for that tackle on Washington Alonso. Here's a challenge, just a bit late from Jones. Daniel Trent getting involved again when it was totally unnecessary. He won the free kick. Turner looking for his good mate, James Pritchett.
The Trent was nice and strong in the midfield there once again, but just got to watch these retaliations for him.
To the indiscretions that can lead to a booking, and then you're walking in that tightrope. There's a chance for Turner into the box. Oh, just past the post.
Well, nice little cross in here, and look at this first touch from Turner. Fantastic, and then see how close is that?
Not far away from Stephen Turner. New Zealand's best opportunity of the match. And it comes in the 28th minute. So the junior All Whites battling very, very hard. And giving Uruguay as good as they're getting. There's a chance though for Alvarez, and just past the post. A Gilsed's opportunity for Sebastian Alvarez, but he couldn't close the net.
Here's this late run here, and it's very, very dangerous when you're playing sort of a deep midfield role and coming through, and something Stephen Turner's just going to have to keep his eye on.
So a wee bit outnumbered there, New Zealand, in the shots department. And they've had to rearrange personnel with Sanjay Singh leaving the field. Singh was one player that you were talking about prior to the match, Mark, who had really impressed you. So a real big loss to lose a player of his capabilities.
Oh, indeed, and like I said earlier, he's just got that wee bit more pace at the back there, and he's quite comfortable just to pick up things, and he's very, very confident just playing that ball into the midfield and taking this midfield into the game.
Well, Alonso has done well down the right side, but LEGUIZAMON found the ball coming to him at about thigh height.
This is when the big lads just got to get a challenge in here. Just the pace and the skill of these young guys around the outside, and great ball cut back. It's got a little bit of pressure in there, and just slice the ball over the bar.
Good strong header from Olivera. This could be one for LEGUIZAMON. Another good save from Natu. Well, he's my star, Natu. He's been exposed a few times for the last
There we see
couple of matches.
There we see that ball just knocked over the top again, just a wee bit caught out, and once again, Natu, what a save.
Another chance for Uruguay. They come in thick and fast. Lockheed sucking to get it out of the penalty area. And Uruguay just carving the New Zealand defence open in the last couple of minutes.
Alan Pearce there just getting a free kick, knowing that the man's right behind him, and just slowing the game down. And Jeremy Christie's just got to get these guys just a little bit more settled and try and keep that frustration out of the game.
There's just an indication that the substitution has been made. Perez will sing. Standing on his heels a wee bit there, losing possession. So we're past the half-out mark. Still no score. Uruguay have had much the better of the first period of play. But New Zealand have had one chance to open the scoring through Stephen Turner, which was only a foot wide of Martin Silva's left-hand post. Pritchett. Here's the checked off to go inside. It looked like a handball. And it's been given.
Here we see James Pritchett just trying to get their ball in nice and early, but just a little hand in there and see if we can capitalise on this free kick.
Turner, the man to take the free kick. Jostling for position on the edge of the box. The referee says he wants to have a word with a couple of players. And one he is talking to is Gonzalo Novegil from Uruguay. Kiwi's just trying to get that yard of space. Turner now with the free kick. And JACQUES had to be confident with the header as Jones was steaming in behind him.
Obviously worked on this very hard. Nice little ball into the far post, and I thought big lad Jones was a little bit slow in reacting there, Gordon, and subsequently we've got a corner out of it.
Turner, busy man. The corner goes near post, looking for Pierce. Turner will get a second chance. And Zeke. Silva. He's a big boy, Martin Silva. Playing well to secure possession.
Yeah, delivery's got to be a lot better, I'm afraid. We've got to be careful here that Uruguay are very, very good on the counter-attack, and as you can see, the keeper threw the ball out very, very quickly.
For his captain, Meneses with the run. He was allowed to run a very long way. Meneses, who made that run from deep in his own half. Alonso. And Daniel Trent's going to be booked for a tug on the shirt. Daniel Trent, second New Zealander to be booked this afternoon, along with Neil Jones.
Well, Daniel Trent's the new man that's come in to replace David Mulligan, and he's very, very fired up, but he's got to be very careful.
Looked like a handball on the edge of the box. It wasn't given from Oliveira. There wasn't an appeal from the New Zealanders. Here's the free kick coming in, and just see Oliveira on the edge there. Well, to go whether it was a handball or not. Didn't come to anything, so no damage was done. Jones, the shot from distance, didn't quite get hold of it, Neil Jones. Uruguay dominating the first 35 minutes of this Group A encounter at North Harbour Stadium. The sunshine and the huge crowd at North Harbour Stadium making a huge noise as well. These boys will be fired up. Here's Trent. That was a late lunch from Daniel Trent. And there we see the danger of giving away silly bookings. Trent be booked a matter of a couple of minutes ago for a silly tug on the shirt and just lunging in there, and it happened to David Mulligan on Wednesday night, and a bit later in the game, and Daniel Trent could have found himself heading for the showers.
Oh, yet again, James Pritchett is getting quality ball out there this afternoon, and well, what he's causing them all sorts of problems out there, Gordon, and yet again, Trent's just got to be careful, because I'm sure Kevin Fellow's going to have some stiff words for at half-time, because we can't afford to have 10 players out there.
What's it called? Controlled aggression, Mark?
Oh, indeed.
We saw how New Zealand struggled in the second period against the United States on Wednesday when they were down to 10 players. We can't afford it again. Here's Oliveira looking for his captain. Oliveira will regain possession and wins the free kick. perhaps a bit harsh on Christie. It looked like an innocuous challenge from Christie, and Oliveira was keen to tumble.
Well, Christie just was sort of like a body check, really. The big man got his body across, and quite a harmful sort of free kick there, Bill.
Yeah, that was something and nothing. Jeremy Christie can feel aggrieved about that, I would say. I think Peralta may like his chances here with a shot on target. A 5-man wall New Zealand has. Pritchard on the end. Peralta does like his chances, but it was always going to go high of Ngāpui's goal.
Just like a concentration there from Peralta. Sometimes when you're taking a free kick, you weighing up a few options, and he's just got himself a wee bit confused and aimlessly just put the ball over the bar.
So New Zealand have battled well in the first period. Managed to keep Uruguay scoreless. LEGUIZAMON looking for Peralta. Ngāpui will have to pick it up quickly because Peralta recovering. Good distance from the kick from Ngāpui. He does have the breeze behind him. Jones wins the ball. Jones takes the throw. Looks for Pierce. Nice test off the Pritchard.
Yeah, nice little well-worked move there. Would have liked to see James Pritchard maybe have a go for goal there. We're sort of quite comfortable just to try and put that ball square into the box all the time. We've got to take a little bit of our own initiative there, and let's see if we can't get a few strikes on goal.
Pritchard again. Well kicked though. James Pritchard, Father Keith, former New Zealand coach. Turner does well with the header. Just over 5 minutes remaining in this Group A encounter. Just reminding you of the stats in this group. The USA top the group with their win on Wednesday night. Uruguay and Poland have a point each. New Zealand currently at the bottom of the table, no point, but have performed admirably this afternoon. And I'm sure that the Uruguayans won't feel any degree of comfort at half-time if they go in at 0-0. But this is one of the danger men, Peralta, running at the New Zealand defence. Turner back helping out. LEGUIZAMON getting away from Turner. Allowed to run. LEGUIZAMON, lovely skill. Only as far as Alonso. New Zealand have to stand firm in the late stages of the first half. Alonso. And New Zealand just standing back and surrendering possession to Peralta. Here's a charge. And that's in. the blame must lie in the centre of the New Zealand defence. 3 of them had the chance to clear, and they gave it up to Peralta.
Here we see Peralta just... referee's done well here, Gordon, just to let play go on, and just a nice little touch of just... LAPOLLA just placed the ball onto the far corner.
Well, that's desperate bad luck for New Zealand. Just when I was saying they had to stay strong in defence, they committed suicide right on the edge of the penalty area, handed possession back to Peralta, the ball out to LAPOLLA, and LAPOLLA found the corner of Natu's net. Peralta is being carried from the field after that challenge, which the referee allowed to play on.
Just like to see our midfield just get a little bit tighter there, because the ball was actually picked up in the middle of the park, and these guys are just running straight down towards goal, and we're not quite keeping up with them or getting a challenge in, so it's putting our back three under quite a bit of pressure.
Here's a goal. What a great angle to see this goal from. Just bending it in past Natu into the corner of the net. Well, I don't think Peralta can be that badly injured. He's hobbling down the touchline. He wants to come back onto the field of play. I'm sure he'll run that off, Horatio Peralta. Uruguay down to 10 men at the moment. Terrible time to lose a goal, Mark.
It is. If you're in the side that scores, it's great, because you're going at half time and you settle back down, but when you've been scored against, it is quite heartbreaking, because there's been nothing in the game at this stage. The last 10 minutes there has been a lot more pressure from Uruguay, but in the same corner, New Zealand have put pressure on James Pritchard, and the guys have got good crosses into the box, and we've had sort of half chances. So.
Trent. Chances. Was unlikely to beat Silva from that sort of range. Alonso went down under his own steam. Now Lockheed's being caught out of position. He has to get back quickly. Peralta attacking the space Lockheed has vacated.
Jeremy Christie just reading play very, very well there at the back, and he's not going to let this superstar get past him too many times this afternoon, and just lays the ball off simply to the midfield.
Well, a free kick late in the half. Stephen Turner to take the free kick. There'll be 2 minutes of added time at the end of this half. And we're into time added on now at the end of the first period. So 2 more minutes to play. And an opportunity maybe for New Zealand to sneak one before half-time. What a great confidence booster this would be if they could secure a goal this late stage in the first half. Another poor free kick, corner kick from Turner. Trent trying to make something of it. But Stephen Turner's got big men at the back post. Meneses making a run. Here's Peralta. It could be 2-0. Horatio Peralta. Oh, what lovely football from the Uruguayan captain. He didn't panic. He just coasted past Natu. And New Zealand 0-0 a matter of 4 minutes ago. Now find themselves 2-0 behind.
Well, here we see is we've lost possession again from a corner, and the big lad Meneses runs up the middle of the park with the ball, and that's a lovely ball through, and here's this man again, Peralta, great skills and world-class finish.
He just coasted past Natu. It was just amazing. Natu expecting him to probably shoot earlier. It just drifted past him and slotted it home. So New Zealand have a mountain to climb now.
I think we've been a little bit guilty of trying to run with the ball in the last couple of minutes, Gordon. We're trying to, rather than sort of play a little few 1-2s or wall balls, we're trying to run through everybody. And it's too much, maybe a little bit of individualism coming out. We need to work as a team.
That's a better corner from Turner to Jones, the big man, but the defenders have beaten him to it. And there goes the half-time whistle, so desperate disappointment for the New Zealand side. They had looked so good and so comfortable in this first period. They had the Uruguayan scoreless for a large part of that first half, but 2 goals in the final 4 minutes of the half. One to that man, Horacio Peralta, the other to Miguel LAPOLLA, and the players leaving the field and the sunshine at North Harbour Stadium at half-time in the Group A match, with Uruguay leading New Zealand by 2-0.
Tonight on Sky Sport. Join us at 7:20 for the Football Kings' second battle in their war against the Wollongong Wolves. Last time spoils were shared. Can the Kings secure victory at Jade Stadium? The Football Kings exclusively live tonight on Sky Sport.
Wouldn't it be nice to have a Mediterranean outdoor area? Could we do that for the Could we?
You'll come out better off. So, what you gonna do? They all laid up. Spineless jellyfish. You too? You gonna be the one at the 19th hole bragging about how you laid up on 18? You gonna go to work and tell everyone, hey, you should have seen me lay up on 18. So, what you gonna do? Mitre 10 is offering great terms on any purchase over $300, so you can buy now and pay later. 12 months interest-free. Mitre 10. You'll come out better off.
Come back. I'll never let go. Jack, I promise.
Are you ready to collide with destiny? Titanic premieres tomorrow.
Day 4 of the FIFA Under-17 World Championships, and from Group A, not good news for New Zealand fans. Uruguay up 2-0 in the Group B match between Thailand and Spain. Spain in charge and deciding that they might put on plenty against Thailand at McLean Park in Napier. Currently 4-0 Spain lead Thailand in that Group B match, but New Zealand is just looking a bit shabby at the moment.
Shabby is a bit harsh, but they're in sort of Ed Hillary country now. They've got to climb Everest in the second half.
All right, well, we're seeing plenty of skill from that man Peralta, and he put on a great shot. And Sasha, who we talked about in that first half, just a great save from Horacio Peralta in this first 45.
Peralta, the pace, he's on the halfway line, and look at the speed of the man. Just gets inside there. Sanjay Singh gets a nice little touch on it, but he still keeps possession, keeps his balance, and that brought out a very, very good save from Sasha.
Yes, one thing we've spoken about while watching this first half, that the first touch by the New Zealanders is just struggling a little bit.
Well, that's the key difference, isn't it? The technique of the two sides does differ vastly, and it's particularly on that first touch. The first touch gives you time, the first touch gives you space. That's what Uruguay have got, that's what we haven't got.
Yes, right, but then the New Zealanders appeared to come back. Alan Pearce, a gritty little player for the New Zealand side, and a great turn and cross.
This was tremendous play by Pearce. He really did. Beautiful cross turn there, delivered the ball in, and that is good goalkeeping by Silva, because he didn't only have to worry about the ball, he had to worry about his own player as well.
Yes, when you think about it, the New Zealanders have really suffered in that last 10 minutes, but and there was an end-to-end movement where either side could have scored. It started with New Zealand.
Well, great shot here by Turner. That's Turner's chance, just a metre past the post. His first touch. Now Turner is a different class here. His technique is very, very, very good indeed.
Every time I wonder whether you're always screaming just take the volley, but then Alvarez, this was close.
It was indeed. Again, that was a real chance. He took it very, very quickly indeed. Took it on the first touch, and that just went by to the post.
Kevin won't be a happy man in that.
He will not be a happy man, because again, for 40 minutes we've hung in there. Sasha Nathu did his job. He was the star. He kept us in the game, but the first goal was certainly an error, and Kevin will not be happy about that.
Yes, all right, let's just go towards back to that game, and just some more action from the first half. Again, more pressure coming in that final 15 from...
Yeah, this is LEGUIZAMON again, and he had this terrific chance. Tremendous save here again. Goalkeeping is all about spreading and getting your body behind the line of the ball, and Sasha Nathu has been doing that very well in this tournament.
The pre-match talk was how strong Uruguay would be up the middle, and they are cutting us up the middle.
Well, that's where Kevin said the dangers were going to come, and he read it right.
All right, well, it's 2-0. Here comes the first goal from LAPOLLA. Again, New Zealand caught napping.
Well, we're flat across the back. We should have done better. That was the chance to get the foot on the ball, and we didn't do it. We were caught napping there. Rayner was the player at fault, and it finally fell, and that was just driven absolutely perfectly, inch perfect, into the far post.
Here it is again, and
the little foul there. The referee did ever so well here. He's allowed the game to continue. He's played the advantage rule, and when LAPOLLA got the chance, that was just really picking a spot. Nothing that Sasha could have done about that.
New Zealanders aren't getting up quick enough, are they?
No, we sort of stood on our back heels a bit. We just looked a little bit slow in some areas of the field, particularly at times in numbers in that back four.
Horacio Peralta, we've spoken about him already, and he scored the second goal just before half-time, and gee, a little bit of class, but it came from a corner.
Chance for New Zealand. I mean, if you don't deliver balls in, then we get caught on the ball here, and then the break comes. Now, that should have been a chance for New Zealand, and look what happened next. Nice little break forward. He's looking for Peralta in his pace. There he goes, plays him in, and watch this. Just drops his right shoulder, Sasha buys it, and walks it into the back of the net. That is an absolutely class goal by a class player.
Yeah, right, and to think that many clubs, and they're talking Italy, Serie A, are looking at this young man. Remember, this is an under-17 tournament. Here's some of the stats from the first 45. No, we're not going to see the stats. All right, well, why don't we think about the next game heading forward to USA versus Poland, shall we? Just a reminder that Group B match from McLean Park in Napier, it's 4-0, and that's Spain leading Thailand at 4-0 at half-time in the Group B match. Let's just crunch the numbers from the first 45 from New Zealand versus Uruguay. John?
Well, there's the story. I mean, Uruguay at shots. Now, New Zealand's had 3 little half chances there, and had any one of those come to pass, as he did in the first game against the USA, this could have been a different story. But we've been punished. Now, like I say, it's a monumental task for New Zealand to get back on the game. We hadn't got a shot on target. They've got 2. And they've got goals to show for it.
So not good news for New Zealand in this Group A match, and basically it sits like this. New Zealand do not win today, they can forget about the quarterfinals. So as John has said, Hillary-like mode, get up that peak, boys, put the crampons on and keep on climbing. The next game in this group following this match live is USA versus Poland. After their win over New Zealand on Wednesday night, John Ellinger, the United States coach, talked about the importance of getting through the group.
Well, obviously, you have to think that you do everything you can to try and get out of your group. But obviously for us, the first game is crucial in any tournament situation. So we were hoping to get a result here and then get some points in the next 2 and get out of our group and take our chances in the second round.
John Ellinger, the coach of Team USA, who have been in preparation mode for something like 18 months in residence. So they've been living and playing and touring together for some 18 months. That is his poker face. He is not a man to be messed with. And this next match, USA-Poland, is going to be a very interesting one.
It is now, depending on how this result goes. I never write New Zealand off. The New Zealanders have big hearts, and Pearce and Pritchard up front have shown enough. If they do get enough ball, they just might give a little comeback.
Yes, all right, but one man that won't be happy is their coach, Kevin Fallon. He talked earlier, before the tournament started, about the boys just getting on with the job.
Talking to Kevin Fallon. Well, Kevin, disappointment on Wednesday night for you, but what have you done in the last couple of days to pick the boys up since then?
Oh, we got over the defeat probably the next day. We had a day off and went to the hot pools and had a good team talk and watched the video of the game and planned the training for the next day and worked on a few bits and pieces yesterday, but it was very experimental because at that stage we didn't really know what was going to be in the side. The side was decided really this morning, so it was purposeful activity, but probably not as specific as I would have liked. Because at that stage, to be honest with you, I didn't know.
Yes, and I'm sure he's probably struggling for a few clues as to what to do in the second half.
Well, he's got to now, I mean, this result he can't stand, so he's now got to get players in advance of the ball, he's got to get players forward, he's got to take chances. It's backs to the wall job now, and that's what he's going to have to do.
Game 2 on this 4th day of the FIFA Under-17 World Championships is the USA versus Poland. This is what our commentators think of that match.
Well, USA against Poland, Mark, this Group A is really shaping into a big one and a big game for both those sides.
Both sides definitely have to win this afternoon, and USA have already won their first game. Poland got a draw, so yet again, both sides have got to pick up those 2 points.
Poland did only draw, but the second half performance against Uruguay gives them a bit of confidence against the USA.
I think so. They came out very strong in the second half and pushed forward a lot more than they did in the first half. Definitely, they became very defensive orientated and looked to score late in the game to win the game.
They're big boys. The USA aren't so big. Will the physical nature of the Polish players affect the USA play?
Well, we saw the little lad from Uruguay up front caused all sorts of problems with those big boys, so I don't think so.
That's one game to look out for. Landon Donovan in the United States against Made and the boys from Poland to Group A action. Just a reminder, if you're just catching up with the scores from Group B, at half-time at McLean Park in Napier, Spain 4, Thailand 0. But we're back with the second 45 in Group A. New Zealand versus Uruguay shortly.
Live Sunday on Sky Sports. There's a battle brewing in Britain. North versus South, Scotland versus England. Rivalry renewed in the Euro 2000 first leg playoff. Live Sunday 2:55 a.m. on Sky Sports.
Do you think you get to spend enough time with your family?
Yes, I do, because I made a point of doing that. I can remember when my first daughter was born, over 21 years ago now, and a neighbour said to me, make the best of them while you've got them, because they don't hang around for too long. And that's quite true, so I've made sure we've had plenty of time with our kids.
Do you think family life has suffered as a result of our busy lives?
I think it probably has. I think more people are working longer hours, and I pity those people that have to work Saturdays and Sundays, because really there's not a lot of time to have with your family.
What would be your idea of a perfect holiday?
Well, I spend a lot of time at Whangamata. I guess it's a good holiday, perhaps not a perfect holiday, but it's the sort of place that I can relax. We can go fishing, surfing.
It's our famous birthday sale at Benchmark, and we've slashed prices store-wide. Ryobi 1/3 sheet orbital sander, hot price, only $49.95, and a folding...
Group A football from the FIFA Under-17 World Championships from North Harbour Stadium in Albany. You're watching New Zealand versus Poland. New Zealand playing left to right, as you see it. Uruguay, and Poland, Uruguay, right to left. It's 2-0, Uruguay versus New Zealand.
The latter stages of that first half have really knocked them, and I'm sure that Kevin Fallon, the coach, would have had a few words to say. Uruguay certainly taking their chances in that latter first half spell. So we're underway for the second half, and Mark Elric, a bit of a mountain to climb for New Zealand in the second 45 minutes.
Oh, it definitely is, but New Zealand have to score first here, Gordon, to get back in the game. And if we can score early, and this fantastic crowd that's here tonight, will just get behind these young lads.
So throw in far side. How do you think the loss of Sanjay Singh has affected the New Zealand side?
But Jeremy Christie's actually controlled the back three very, very well. He's probably got a little bit more experience from playing in the midfield, and you see a lot more of the game, and you're getting more half chances to play balls in. But it's always a loss when you lose a player who's on form.
LEGUIZAMON just adjudged offside. Been busy on that far flank is the assistant referee Igor Shamka from Slovakia. So Natu getting good distance on his kick. The breeze now in the faces of the New Zealand side, so to the advantage of Uruguay. Pearce. They'll be looking to Alan Pearce for a bit of magic in the second spell to get themselves back into it. And they have to get back very quickly. Christie was thinking of using his keeper. He's put Rayner under some pressure on this right side. He's done well though, Rayner. Pritchard just standing on the ball, which has allowed the Uruguayan defender Martinez to come away with it. Kept in play by Alvarez, well done.
Here we see the big number 7 just keeping the ball in play here, and just getting a nice little foot on here, and just goes out for a goal kick. I'd like to see Sebastian Perez just get hold of that ball in the midfield a little bit more tonight, Gordon.
Sebastian Perez, here he is. The man with the Uruguayan sounding name playing for New Zealand. His pass just overhit when the opportunities were opening up for him. Pearce was making a run to the left, Pritchard down the middle. David Rayner had a good game against the USA on Wednesday. The run of Pritchard. Nice football from New Zealand. Clumsy challenge from Turner. Here's Stephen Turner again. Christie beaten by the bounce. There goes Alvarez, a chance for the number 7 to really sew up the game, but Natu has read the situation very, very well indeed for New Zealand.
Here we see Alvarez just, look at that turn of pace, look at that skill. And fortunate for New Zealand, he just overkicked the ball and straight to the keeper.
Perez, cold beaten to the ball by the goal scorer, LAPOLLA. Uruguay about to make a substitution. Olivera is leaving the field and he'll be replaced by Javier Garcia. Probably a case of keeping them in cotton wool, some of their stars. He's on a yellow card, Olivera, so sensible move to take him from the field with the Uruguayan side leading by 2-0. He's had 5 minutes of the second half. LEGUIZAMON, Alvarez. This time it was Peralta who was slow to react, and Reyna's taken it away from the Uruguayan captain, Perez. Delivery into the danger area wasn't a good one. Christie's looked quite comfortable since moving into that central defensive position in place of Sanjay Singh.
So New Zealand just has to shorten their game up a little bit here. Still relying on that hopeful long ball into the front two, and if we can get quality in there, we're going to cause them problems.
The crowd got a bit quiet since New Zealand were rocked by those 2 goals late in the first half. Host nation, of course, needing to win today as James Pritchett has gone down, holding his back in the centre of the pitch. And Pritchett is lying prone, he hasn't moved.
So it was a little bit off the ball there, Gordon. Sure we'll see the replay, and Martinez there just stands all over James Pritchett.
This is the second situation where Peralta has just gone down like a pack of cards. Nothing in that. Pritchett is up and coming back into play. So just reminding you, New Zealand must win today to have any chance of going further in this competition. A loss and they're out, a draw and they're out. Perez. A free kick New Zealand's way. Turner. This is a similar situation as the one New Zealand scored their goal on Wednesday. Turner tries his hand himself. I don't think it was really going to trouble Silva.
Oh, here's a great strike from Stephen Turner. Certainly caught us out, and it wasn't far away.
Turner again. Trent losing out. Lockhead strong in the tackle. Pritchett. No way through for the New Zealanders. Alvarez spreading it wide for LAPOLLA. Peralta. Lovely skill from Peralta. Lockhead is strong. Here's Garcia. The new man on the field. Confirmation of that. Garcia on for Oliveira.
Well, it's a very difficult time for a coach at this stage of the game. Kevin Feller must be wondering down there whether he puts on an extra man, play up front, or whether he's just going to contain the next 10 minutes and see what eventuates, because we are chasing a goal.
Good hands from Natu. Nice shot from LEGUIZAMON. Here's Pierce. New Zealand just failing to cause the Uruguayan defence too many hassles, as we see 10 minutes gone in the second spell. And the South Americans still leading by the 2-0. The half-time score was 2-0. Jones. Pritchard having to check back. He was in an offside position. This is Pierce. Trying to conjure something on the left-hand side. Jones. Big boy, Neil Jones. He's done well, the big man. And his cross just a bit heavy. But lovely play down at left flank by Neil Jones. Substitution now for Uruguay.
Here we see a lovely piece of skill from the big man, and just unfortunately just overhit the cross. But if we can get that ball out wide and get him behind Uruguay here, and I'd love to see Alan Pierce put the ball in the back of the net, because he thoroughly deserves a goal here today.
So LEGUIZAMON has come off, and Leal is on. They'll throw against Uruguay. Phineas Coke to take the throw. Good movement from the New Zealanders. Looked like a handball there from Perez. Very warm down on at pitch level, so the two sides will be feeling the heat, I'm sure, at this stage of the game. Leal, fresh pair of legs. The tackle from the captain, Christie. Jones asked to do a lot with that one. So New Zealand are going to make a substitution of their own, I think. They've had one forced on them in the first half, with Sanjay Singh departing the scene. As we just see a clumsy challenge from Peralta on Lockheed. Again, given away by New Zealand. Uruguay picking up the balls in the midfield. Here's Peralta. He likes to run at the defence. Not the best shot in the world from Peralta. Certainly not good enough to test Natu.
Yeah, we're just starting to lose a bit of shape out there at the moment, and maybe with Hill coming on, he might just spark New Zealand back into this game.
Christie not getting too much distance on his clearance. Peralta with lovely skills again. Gets a nudge from Rayner and goes down. As the New Zealand get the chance to make the substitution. It's Ricky Hill who is coming on, and Daniel Trent is hobbling off to the sideline. So it may be an injury, but Ricky Hill makes his first appearance at in the World Championships. Daniel Trent gets a handshake from Kevin Fallon, the New Zealand coach. Good to see. Alonso. Perez picked by Peralta. Here goes Peralta! Oh, and that wasn't far away.
Could have been a bit of a better challenge here from Perez, but here we see this young man. Lovely strike, but just whistling past the post.
Just his control on the ball as he drifted past defenders there was just fantastic. He really does look like a superstar in the making. Pritchett working hard to get something out of this one. Keeps it in play, James Pritchett. Pearce. Been outnumbered. Alan Pearce with a chance. Did very well, Alan Pearce, to even get a shot on, as we see the stat there that Uruguay 12 against 5.
We have an exciting young player here in New Zealand. Alan Pearce just showing his strength. Great bit of skill just to turn the big defenders and just getting a strike on target. Unfortunately, just got underneath there and
Peralta looking for the run of Leal, and it's ricocheted off. Leal, I think it was, and that's heartbreaking for New Zealand. Well, you can see the damage that's done to Leal, but you won't be too worried. He's got the goal. Sashanati disappointed with his part in the Uruguayan goal.
just a lovely ball over the top here, and very, very unlucky here. Sashi just comes out, just trying to clear their ball, and it's just straight into the striker's path and ricochets into the goal.
So Leal is credited with the goal. It seems okay there. He decided afterwards that it's starting to hurt. He has to leave the field. So it's all going wrong for New Zealand in this game. 3-0, Uruguay lead. And just thinking that after 41 minutes it was still 0-0. Kevin Fallon, the New Zealand coach, barking out the instructions, start fighting, he's calling to his players. Maybe a bit of a fight back is warranted, Mark, but New Zealand has been really outclassed by the Uruguayans this afternoon.
Oh, indeed. You know, we're 3-0 down, and we've really got to go out there now and just play for a bit of pride and see if we can get the ball in the back of the net.
Well, the last time they played each other, Uruguay won that 4-2, but that was in Uruguay. atmosphere. He's worked hard up front for very little reward. And the Bears, Ricky Hill almost made a name for himself, the new man on the field, almost catching Martin Silva with a snap shot. I think it maybe have been a cross, but they all count.
Yeah, Ricky just trying to get that ball into the box nice and early, Gordon, and sometimes the occasional one just flies in the back of the net.
There's Hill again. Some of the crowd at North Harbour Stadium, a very healthy crowd for this afternoon's two matches in Group A. New Zealand receiving a bit of a footballing lesson by Uruguay this afternoon. And of course the loss ends their out. Doesn't matter what happens in the second game. New Zealand won't progress with a scoreline like this. The Owl, the man who got the third goal, come on as a substitute. And I think Jeremy Christie may be about to have his name taken. He is. He's the third New Zealander to have his name taken.
Yeah, young Colkier has just turned inside out really, and Leo just drifts across the park and left no option really for Jeremy just to completely clean him out.
So Peralta to take the free kick. Garcia from a long way out. Didn't quite get hold of it. But they might as well try things from distance like that. They've got 3 goals in the bag. They'll go top of the group, at least for a short period, with this result. Jeremy Christie took a real knock in the face there in the challenge with Alvarez, and he stayed down. And really a case there for the referee. He's now going to book Alvarez. Well, he took his time in booking Alvarez, the referee. Jeremy Christie had gone down with a clash to the head, and I thought he would have stopped the game a lot earlier than that. So if it was that serious an offence, Mark, I would have thought the play would have stopped almost immediately.
Yeah, very strange decision there by the referee. Well, both players were actually going for the ball, but the big lad was up very, very early, and Jeremy was obviously facing towards the ball, and just got a right clump on the top of the head there. Normally a head injury is pulled up straight away, Gordon.
Well, it would be great to see New Zealand get at least 1 goal in this match, just to hear the cheer from the local crowd, because they have come out in their numbers to support this junior New Zealand side. The party tricks are coming out now from Uruguay. Garcia stronger in the tackle than Perez, and here's a sea of blue shirts going forward. This should be number 4, but it's a great save by Natu. Well, the concentration still there from the big Wellington goalkeeper. And JACQUES was foiled on that occasion.
Well, here we see yet again we're just on a back foot, Gordon, and Natu just having a great series so far.
Substitution being made by the Uruguayan side. Portillo coming on, and he will replace Alvarez. Alvarez just being booked for the challenge on Christie, so he will now miss the 3rd game in this group, but here's a goal at the back post from Martinez. New Zealand are fast asleep.
Well, Peralta knocks a great corner in here, drives it into the far post, and on this occasion caught New Zealand at the back in 6s and 7s. Finishes with a nice header.
Well, they all watched it. Natu caught in no man's land as it drifted over his head, but if he was relying on his defenders to help out, they weren't there. So 4-0. New Zealand trail Uruguay. Liao, the man who got the third goal. He may be looking for his second of the game. Good hands by Natu. Did well, but they're just carving through the New Zealand defence at will now.
Here we see Leo just going through again. Great ball in by Peralta, and Natu's there again to save the day.
This time Natu clears the on-rushing attacker.
Just noticed in that last goal, Gordon, quite a few heads have dropped, and some of these young lads are very disappointed in the New Zealand team.
We watched Paraguay in Dunedin last night, and they were certainly a team that looked far better when they had a goal in the back of the net. They played with confidence. And Uruguay now 4 up. They'll start to enjoy their afternoon's work. Perez then calls for the foul.
Yeah, I think just to start up there, and you know, that can be classed as a dangerous play sometimes, but quite a surprise, no yellow card. We've seen some far worse challenges in the last couple of games than that one there, and there's no card issued.
So they're playing for pride now, New Zealand. Peralta just unlocking the defence one more time. Here's Alonso. Can't get his shot on target.
Well, Peralta's just running the show here at the moment, and yet again, just we've got defenders, we've got strikers, we've got midfielders all having a go at our goal, and these young lads have got to lift themselves, I'm afraid.
See some of the Uruguayan fans in the crowd thinking that their side had scored a fifth, or on their way to scoring a fifth. Pierce has worked very, very hard for New Zealand up front. Here we go again. Should be easy for Natu.
Very difficult, Gordon, when you're playing up front in games like this. It's sometimes very difficult to get any quality ball at all, and at this stage all they can do, James Pritchard and Alan Pearce, is just hunt in pairs and see if they can pinch something.
They have certainly missed the attacking capabilities of David Mulligan today. Here's Perez. Decided not to shoot. Pearce having to go across field. They've lost some ground. Some impetus to the attack. As Colt pumps it in, but he won't be happy with the quality of that cross. Hill has to be quick. He was closed knocked down by Garcia. Meneses, Garcia. The run is from LAPOLLA, and somebody else is going to be booked now. It's Julius Koch who's going to go in the referee's book. The fourth New Zealand player to be booked this afternoon. So Meneses, he may be the one that's going to have a go. Peralta, for the first time in the match, has left the free kick to one of his teammates. Meneses takes a deflection, it could be in, a fifth goal is in, and that's just dreadful luck for Sasha Natu. He had it covered initially, and it took a deflection off the wall, and it's 5-0 to Uruguay.
Well, there we see Meneses with a free kick. Very, very unlucky. Alan Pearce will be feeling absolutely devastated, and as you see, it just goes over the top of Natu and into the goal. As a striker, he'll definitely take that as a goal, but very disheartening to be on the end of a deflection.
Well, this is a great disappointment for New Zealand. Uruguay have most certainly been the better of the two sides.
We've seen three very nicely taken goals earlier on the match, and we've been very unlucky, Gordon, with, well, really two deflections.
Jones in the back post, Pritchett sniffing for a chance in the Uruguayan penalty area. Hill just disrupts the flow, but Peralta picks up the pieces. He's got Alonso making the run down the right-hand side. Another chance for Uruguay. Washington Alonso, good hands by Natu.
You see Alonso just actually trying to cut the ball back there, I think, Gordon, and Natu just picks it up nicely.
Terry just telegraphing what he was about to do.
We're starting to see a few tired legs out there at this stage, and we're sort of making clumsy challenges and giving the ball away quite easily.
So just over 11 minutes remaining in the game. New Zealand trailing Uruguay by 5-0.
Game brings back memories, Gordon. Was fortunate to play against Uruguay, and we're on the hiding to nothing. We got beat 7-0, and my heart goes out to the New Zealand side tonight, because you spend most of the game just chasing that ball.
You came back a few days later, Mark, with that New Zealand senior side, and drew 2-2. We see 10 minutes remaining in the game, 5-0 Uruguay lead. And hopefully the New Zealand side can pick themselves up for their final game in the group against Poland, and maybe, just maybe, get a result. So New Zealand pushing forward the final 10 minutes of this match. Turner take the free kick. Looking for Neil Jones. And the keeper dropped it, but luckily for him it was a blue shirt that was standing next to him. New Zealand very limited in what they can do with substitutes, of course.
There's a nice ball in from Stephen Turner, and that man Alan Pearce again, he's only small but he's put himself about up front and he's causing all sorts of problems.
Just going back to the substitutions, New Zealand are very limited in what they can do. They've got 3 out there already, and they don't have the use of David Mulligan today, who is suspended from this match, and the number 6 Cameron Knowles has had a reoccurrence of his leg injury. He was doubtful for the final 18 players in the New Zealand squad, and in saying that, Kevin Fowler is about to bring on another substitute. It's like Brent Fisher is warming up. He came on against the USA and was later substituted. Lovely play. Peralta. Hill did enough just to put Peralta off. Pearce just worked tirelessly up front for New Zealand.
Yeah, he's held that ball up nicely tonight, and I really would like to see young Fisher on the sideline here, just going up front and playing 3 up front, and let's see if we can't pinch a goal here.
Pearce has stayed down. Doesn't look too happy. Liao. So Fisher to come on, and Sebastian Perez, who was a substitute today, is being substituted. So it happened to Fisher on Wednesday night, it's now happening to Perez. And New Zealand have Carl Budgeon, who hasn't seen any action in the tournament so far, still on the bench, and of course the reserve goalkeeper Gary Bridle, but I don't know that Gary Bridle will see much action in the tournament. Sashanatu has played very, very well in 2 games. He may have let in 5 today, but really 2 of those were very, very unfortunate. Really played out time, the Uruguayans, although there may be something on here. Peralta, 2 against 4, and Liao's got in behind him. He had no right to Sergio Liao, but Peralta pulled a string and set the number 17 clear.
Well, look at this for great play and timing, and unfortunately the ball was knocked a bit too far ahead of himself, but he's had a go because there's no one really there to cut the ball back to there, Gordon. But it just shows the awareness, the skill, and the timing of the passing.
The captain, Peralta, he'll be happy with his team's work today. They really went off the boil on Thursday night against Poland after taking that lead within the first 20 seconds of the second half, and sat back and paid the price when Poland managed to sneak an equaliser. They haven't done it today as we head into the last 5 minutes of this afternoon's game.
Uruguay have really come out in the second half, and they've definitely stepped it up a gear here, Gordon, tonight. And they've played some exciting and entertaining football, and as you can tell, we've seen 5 great goals, well, 3 great goals and 2 unlucky deflections. If you don't put yourself in that situation of getting into that penalty area, then unfortunately you're not going to score.
Oh, lovely drag back by JACQUES.
Kevin's been quite content just to put Fisher on and just sit him behind the front two, and hopefully he can push forward and just give those two a little bit of support here in the last 5 minutes.
LAPOLLA can't pull it back. Forward a bit more in the last few moments, Jeremy Christie. Pritchett will win the throw. Pritchett obstructed on his way to get that ball, but well, that's a strange decision to me. Pritchett had his path crossed by the number 6. You watch it here, just obstructs him out of the way. And then he gets the foul pinged against him.
He's been a bit guilty tonight also of a first touch at times has let us down. It is very difficult when you get tired legs, but the same for both sides, and there's 90 minutes of football to be played out here, and Uruguay just seem to be getting better.
Somebody to go in the book, for Pio to be booked. Luckily for Uruguay, he's not one of those already booked. But it's a worrying time for Uruguay now, because they now have quite a number of players sitting on a booking. And of course, if they pick up a second booking in the next game against the USA, they will be out of the quarterfinals. 2 bookings will carry forward to the quarterfinals, as Fisher trying to get a sniff on goal. But 2 bookings will carry forward, 1 booking will be erased into the quarterfinal. The flag has gone up to Pierce, who showed a lovely piece of skill to bring the ball down.
Well, this late stage of the game, if Uruguay are picking up yellow cards, New Zealand team aren't giving in here, Gordon.
NOVEGIL, easy for Nasu. Pujiro, the latest person to enter the referee's notebook. Just over a minute remaining in the game. He is still working hard up front. Christie falling over in the centre of the park. Possession back to Uruguay. Just seeing out the last few seconds of the game. Pritchett, Fisher, trying to muscle his way through. Brent Fisher. Jones. Extra 3 minutes to be added to the game as we're into time added on for injuries now. here. Colt just managing to keep it in play. Fisher. Nice turn by Fisher. Probably felt he didn't do himself justice on Wednesday night, Brent Fisher.
Nice little throw in here, and you've got to get into the box early, anything can happen, and nice and positive from Fisher, gets a nice strike on goal.
So time slowly running out on New Zealand under-17 World Championship campaign. They won't be able to progress to the quarterfinals after this match. Uruguay will go top of the table for the meantime anyway on 4 points. USA, with that win over New Zealand the other night, have the 3. Poland 1, and New Zealand will have no points. You get a clearer impression of who is likely to qualify after the USA-Poland game that begins very shortly.
A bit hard done by here, Big Jonesy. He's, the man is 6 foot tall, and he just leaned over and headed the ball, and Alonso there's just leaned in there and he's just milked it. A free kick there, Gordon.
So a chance for Uruguay to really make an emphatic win even more emphatic. Natu still alert. Alonso takes his own free kick. 2.5 minutes of added time. The goal kick is awarded. There goes the final whistle from the Cypriot referee. So New Zealand will bow out of the tournament. They still have one more game to play